What's up? Mark Haynes doing stuff, and it's all of our favorite time. It is Shirtless movie review day. I just got back not too long ago from the theater, and I saw this guy, Roofman, starring Channing Tatum. Peter Dinklage is in it. Kirsten Dunst. Good cast, and I just want to talk about this movie real quick. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The movie, it's based on a true story about a man in, not sure, I forget the location, but, I think it was, it was North Carolina. He goes to prison because he is robbing different fast food restaurants by breaking in through the roof. He climbs up onto the top of the roof, breaks in, steals stuff, and he robs them. He makes the people go into the freezer. But apparently, the guy was polite and nice, and he used to make sure that they were all, had their jackets on and everything. That was a big thing in the movie to show that he's not that much of a villain, even though he's stealing from them. So the man breaks out of prison, and then he ends up living inside of a Toys R Us for like 6 months or something like that, something crazy. And this isn't giving away spoilers because you see all of that in the previews. But what I like about this thing is it's based off of a true story. And I know that Hollywood always takes liberties and changes things, but at the end of the movie, they did like different interviews with the real people that were involved in this, and it seems like, they kept pretty accurate to actually how things went down with this. So like they didn't veer off too far from the actual story. So I thought that was very interesting that this whole thing was able to happen. This whole Roofman thing. The movie was it was a comedy, but it was also, like drama and, had a mix of things. I thought it was done very well. I thought the acting was great. Of course, I like Channing Tatum. I think he's not like on the level of some actors who would be like winning all kinds of awards, but I like a lot of the stuff that he's in, and I think he's a cool character. And Kirsten Dunst was the love interest in this movie, and she did a good job with it too. There were some scenes where things got emotional, and it's hard for actors sometimes to convey that the sadness and things like that. I thought they did a good job with that. So, and the script was cool. I had never heard of this story before, but to know that this actually happened and that a man was actually living somehow off the radar. He was hiding out at Toys R Us for all this time. Was just, pretty unbelievable, but it actually did happen. So it was really interesting how that all went down. And I thought the movie did a really good job of, even though he's this guy, he's a bad guy, going to prison, breaking out and hiding out, that's not a good person. But the movie makes you root for that guy, for the bad guy. But he's the protagonist of the movie, so it makes you, feel like you have a connection with him, and it makes you root for that. So I kind of like it when things do that, when they, there's some TV shows that are kind of similar, like this TV show You on Netflix, where it kind of makes you root for the bad guy, even though he's doing all this awful things. You're like, oh, I want to see him come out on top. I want to see him win. I think it's interesting when things can do that. So I give this movie, I highly recommend it. I think, it's not on the level of like the top tier of this year. Like F1 is my favorite movie of the year. I don't think it's not on that level, but this is definitely a movie that I think you should definitely see. Like some of the past reviews on movies I've done, I said like, yeah, I'd recommend it, but it's not like, something that you absolutely, need to see. I think this one you probably should watch. I think Roofman was definitely good enough that I definitely would say if you don't see it, you're missing out on something pretty good here. So I give it probably like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. So definitely a good movie. You should definitely check it out. Follow me for more content. Mark Haynes doing stuff. I'm doing Shirtless movie reviews, Shirtless book reviews, going live, all kinds of stuff, workout stuff, lots of other stuff I'm doing on this channel. So I like to watch movies though, so check this one out because I know what I'm talking about when it comes to movies. Make sure you like and subscribe. Love you guys.